What is up, everybody? Welcome back into the Den of Nerds. I am Josh, and this is a post-Super Bowl show today. We are here on Monday, February 10th, right after the big game. DOS Super Bowl happened yesterday. And today, we're going to look back at all the crazy trailers and promotional goodness and fun that was had yesterday during the Super Bowl. Except that, there kind of wasn't a lot of that. So we're going to talk about instead, what's the deal with the Super Bowl? What's the deal, man? Superman not doing nothing. Thunderbolts trailer. Captain America does a little bit of promo, but that's it? What? Where's all the trailers? Where's all the promo? Where's all the hype? What the hell happened with the Super Bowl? But you know what? Some stuff did happen, and we are going to break it down today. So I want to talk about the Superman marketing. I have some thoughts. Very cool stuff going on over there. Then we got to talk about the Thunderbolts trailer. Thunderbolts stole the show, but kind of because nobody else even showed up to play. Kind of wild. But I did like the Thunderbolts trailer, so I want to talk about that. Get into the deets with regards to the Thunderbolts trailer. The Thunderbolts trailer was so good, so fun, and I'm so excited for that film that it kind of makes me think, what the hell's about to happen this week with Captain America? Speaking of that, we're going to talk about Captain America. Brave New World comes out this week, Thursday. Tomorrow, social media embargo lifts, and we'll get our first taste of what to expect for Captain America Brave New World. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I mean, look, at this point, it does kind of feel like Captain America is the movie we need to sort of get past because a lot of the other stuff looks really, really cool. Fantastic Four looks really cool. Thunderbolts looks really cool. Daredevil Born Again looks really cool. But maybe Captain America is going to be real cool, too. So we'll get into that. Then, a bit of breaking news. Coleman Domingo, over the weekend, I believe, was on the Josh Horowitz podcast. Unless it just dropped this morning. I'm not exactly sure. Again, breaking news. Coleman Domingo has responded and confirmed that Marvel Studios was talking to him about replacing Kang the Conqueror. That's fascinating. So I want to hear what he had to say. We'll speculate about what it means. What's the deal with Marvel? Lots of big questions about what is currently going on with the Avengers, the plan, the Russos, etc. So all of a sudden, Coleman Domingo absolutely did meet for Kang. What the hell's that about? We'll talk about it. We'll break it down. So we do have a packed show for you today. And of course, we will then break into Q&A. And I'm sure you guys will have a lot to say about all of these different kind of things. A lot of spicy stuff to get into. I will say, with regards to show notes and what we're going to do this week, a couple of things going on. First of all, on Wednesday, we always have our Nerdvengers only stream. This week, we're just going to play some video games together. So that's going to be really cool. If you are a member, we'll play some Marvel Rivals. I will get on with some of you guys. It's super fun. We always get a team together of the community. And we get some wins. We have some laughs. It's always fun. So we're going to be doing that on Wednesday night. If you've got some skills with Marvel Rivals and you're a member of the community, you want to come on by and play, it'll be cool. So come on by for that on Wednesday night. And I want to do something a little different this week. Here's the deal. I have some Warhammer to play this weekend. Okay, I got some Warhammer. Athena is finally almost old enough where she can watch the house on her own and take care of everything. You know, in all seriousness, we're basically past that crazy time period with a newborn. So I'm going to slip away on Saturday and I'm going to play some Warhammer all day. And then I'm going to come back home after that. The point is, though, I've got some painting to do. And I figured, why not do a little painting with some of you guys? So tomorrow night, some of you guys have asked me about this. You're like, yo, would you ever paint on stream? Would you ever hang out and paint some Warhammer models on stream? We're going to give it a try. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on our Twitch. We'll keep it exclusive over to Twitch. We will be over there, and I'm going to do some painting because I have to get some new pieces ready for Saturday when I go to travel and play a little Warhammer. So if you're interested in what that's like, or you just want to come by and chastise me for not being an incredible painter, either way, I think tomorrow's going to be really fun. So come on by for that tomorrow evening. Other than that, I don't know that there's anything else we need to get into. I don't know if there's any other show notes. Those are the plans for this week. I do have a really big breakdown trailer, or rather trailer breakdown for the Thunderbolts thing. Really nerdy breakdown, man. We go into some crazy stuff with regards to the comic book precedents for all those characters. That's going to be dropping sometime later tonight. Today, we'll just kind of talk about the impact of the trailer and some of the crazy stuff in there. But for that full detailed breakdown, man, you got to check that video out. That'll be dropping later tonight. Other than that, I think we're good to just get into the news. So let's get into it. We'll get into Q&A, of course. And let's begin by talking about the Super Bowl. Let's begin by talking about Superman. And I'll pull up some of the promotional stuff that was done here. Okay, so obviously yesterday was the Super Bowl. This is a big freaking deal. It's like a weird smell in here. I hope there's not like a gas leak. I hope I'm not about to blow up. Weird. Anyway, we're fine. Professional show over here. Look, yesterday was the Super Bowl. This is always a big freaking deal, man. For the past several years, I've been doing Super Bowl streams. They've been awesome. And I expect really cool shit. You know, the Super Bowl is a massive deal. Give me 1 second. The Super Bowl is a massive deal. I always expect the Super Bowl to be a big deal. I always expect there to be cool trailers and promotional materials. That's just the way it used to be, man. That's how it used to operate. And so for the past several years, I've been planning streams for the Super Bowl. You know, we get together, we react to the trailers. And as people were bringing up yesterday, there's a history of just really awesome trailers, really cool stuff over the past couple of years. So I was all set, man. I was all ready to go. Super Bowl Sunday. And I had expected that we would get some kind of new material for Superman during the Puppy Bowl. That was the big rumor. And you'll recall, we've been following this stuff pretty closely. And there were articles in Variety. There were posts made by insiders. And a lot of people were saying, you know, you're going to get this trailer, you're going to get that trailer. I know we had members of the community in the Discord being like, oh, we're going to get this shot, that shot. We're going to get this trailer, this, that, second, and the third. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. As time went on, it started to feel like we weren't going to get a bunch of that crazy stuff. But the expectation was absolutely there. Okay. So around the time of the actual Puppy Bowl, which I think was like 2 p.m. or whatever, I was busy doing stuff. I was going to go to the gym. I had a good workout. I was trying to take like a power nap. I was just chilling because I had expected that we would have this crazy stream later, Super Bowl stream. It would be a big freaking deal, etc. Didn't end up happening. And I was like, okay, where's this new trailer for Superman or whatever? No new trailer. Nothing new as far as I saw. There was a video shot with James Gunn and a dog, and he was talking about crypto a little bit, and that's all well and good. And then later on, people said that there was some new trailer, or rather a trailer with a little bit of new footage, and that was shown at like 44 minutes and 44 seconds of the Puppy Bowl thing or whatnot. But I think pretty disappointing marketing push by Superman. I mean, I already thought it was pretty lame, guys, to not have a trailer for the actual Super Bowl. That's already pretty lame to me. But then to not even have anything new for the Puppy Bowl and to do what they did, I thought was ridiculous. But that wasn't the end of it. And we'll talk more about that because I'm pretty sure many fans felt the same way, felt like they were pretty let down by the Superman promotion. And then you got to check this out. If you're just listening on the podcast, man, you're not going to be able to fully appreciate this. You should watch the video podcast on Spotify or check out the video on the Den of Nerds YouTube channel. This is a promotional piece. And, I mean, I'll try to describe it to audio-only people here. You have Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner in the worst Green Lantern costume I've ever seen in my life. And he's hamming it up big time. It feels like the marketing team for Superman and maybe James Gunn himself sat back and had a conversation and they said, you know, everybody's clowning on this Guy Gardner Everybody thinks this is really shitty. Let's lean into that and let's make a Super Bowl promo with this ugly ass motherfucker. And Nathan, if you could just ham it up to the point where people want to punch themselves in their wiener, that would be great. That's exactly what you're looking at right now. Again, I'm trying to describe what is almost undescribable to the audio only people. The other thing that's wild about this is it says the only bowl I need. It says the only bowl I need, and then it's literally cringe AF Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, hamming it up, touching his ridiculous ass bowl cut. This is absurd. And this, by the way, I'm looking at on the official Superman account. Can you believe this motherfucker? This guy has this goofy ass 10-second thing, which did 1.2 million views, 2.3K retweets. Everybody's clowning on this stupid ass piece of promo. I cannot actually believe this is real. This is like the opposite of good. It almost feels like they are trying to sabotage their own movie. I mean, this is like unfucking believable, dude. You've got like goofy ass sparkles in his hair too. So if you pause the trailer at a certain point, he is literally like toying with his bangs of his ridiculous bowl cut, and they have like anime like kawi or kiwi or whatever the fuck that word is with the cute little faces and all that kind of shit, like chibi style anime effects of particles and stars shining on his hair. It is some of the most stupid shit I have ever seen in my life. I cannot believe this is the extent of the promotional material that Superman has done. And yeah, I mean, that's like basically all I have to say about it. I'm curious, man. I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. The other thing that I'll say about the Puppy Bowl and that whole experience, man, I gotta say, it is hilarious, but also kind of sad sitting back and watching the actual fans of Gunn and Superman try to make a mountain out of a molehill and get really excited for basically nothing and some of the dumbest shit ever. Point being, there were a ton of these DC accounts, and you know what? I'll just show this for people that are watching on the stream. This is amazing. So this is the official DC Film News account, okay? There's one of these accounts that entire existence is based on hyping up this movie and going to bat for this film, okay? This is what they literally promoted. Again, if you're on audio, I'm showing a footage somebody grabbed of the actual Puppy Bowl, and there's like a PNG green screen thing of Crypto flying in the air on like the bottom third of the television screen. I'll play it here for everybody that's watching live. That right there. Can you see that, guys? That right there. Can you see this? Watch this again. So you're watching, and then, oh, there goes Crypto. He's flying over that banner. Superman in theaters July 11th. Superman in theaters July 11th. Holy. And you literally have accounts posting this being like, first look at Crypto flying animation, the Superman banner for the Puppy Bowl. Like, they're so desperate to gas this movie up that they're taking any and every little goddamn thing that they possibly can do to promote it. And I just think this is a bad look. I mean, if you look at the comments here, and I'm not even, like, I'm not trying to show you, like, negative comments. I'm showing you the comments. This is just how the internet reacted to it. People are clowning on this thing so badly. And they were clowning on the James Gunn puppy thing. They were clowning on the Guy Gardner thing. This movie has borderline become a lol cow, in my opinion. Like, it is just a laughing stock, a punching bag for memes and for fun on the internet. Now, of course, not everybody feels that way, and a lot of people probably thought this was okay, or whatever kind of copium they would take to make themselves think this is okay. But I just gotta say, from the position that I am in, okay, and I am a person that obviously covers all this stuff. You know, we make tons of nerdy content. Very excited for the Super Bowl trailer. Even me, somebody that has been very critical of Gunn's soul Superman thing, from the first look at the suit to the weird cross-eye looking thing to, Guy Gardner's stupid Super Bowl spot. All of it. I've been very critical of it. I was actually looking forward to a Superman Super Bowl trailer, and I thought it could be dope. I thought they could show us a little bit more, maybe a little bit more dialogue, maybe a little bit more Lex Luthor. Like, even a person like me that, was very, let's just say skeptic of what they're doing and a little critical of it. Even a person like me wanted there to be something. I wanted there to be something. I wanted there to be something I could talk about, something I could be excited about. And we didn't get it. I would describe what we got yesterday from Superman to be less than nothing, and to be worse than nothing, frankly, because I don't know that you did anything but make some people look at your shit side-eyed. I don't know that you did anything but make people be like, damn, maybe Jeff Snyder was actually onto some shit. This is crazy. This movie might be a goddamn disaster. Holy. I just had to kill this crazy spider that just came on my desk. What is going on today with the stream? It's like everything outside is trying to come in and disrupt. Regardless, I thought it was a bad look. TLDR, the bottom line, I thought it was a bad look for Superman, and really weird. A really weird way to start the day. Looking forward to Super Bowl trailers, etc., etc. So that's basically all I got to say about Superman. I don't know, man. At some point, there has to be some marketing here that A, looks good, that B, is the right vibe. And I do think that first trailer was mostly that for a lot of people. I still don't like the look of a lot of stuff, even in the first trailer. But you didn't get the reaction you're getting from a lot of this newer stuff. People are reacting super negatively to the shot from the trailer they showed a couple of weeks with the cross-eyed thing. I think this thing with Nathan Fillion is absolutely absurd. So I don't think you're winning any hearts and minds. I think only thing you're doing is making people concerned about the movie, which frankly is the exact opposite of what we're getting with the Thunderbolts. So let's get into talking about the Thunderbolts trailer now. Now, this trailer, I think, is actually incredible. This is actually an incredible trailer. I don't think it's going to necessarily get the credit it deserves, because I think the Super Bowl itself was kind of deflating for people. First of all, this trailer came out in the first quarter, which was a wild thing for me. I mean, I had this thing planned, which, by the way, I have a video up on the Twitter right now. Shout out to Randon Loomer for editing that up for us. Last night, I made a deal with chat where if we got to see the first look at Century, I was going to eat a really spicy wing and then attempt to do a reaction breakdown of it. It was terrible. It was the hottest thing I ever put in my mouth. I was in pain. It was wild, okay? It was a wild experience. But I had expected that to happen near either the end of the game or near halftime. That's kind of the point, right? I had this idea, and I was like, this is going to be pretty wild, but it won't happen for some time. It'll probably be going into halftime, maybe in the second half when we get that trailer. Basically, before we knew what was even really going on in the game, the Thunderbolts trailer drops. And that, again, was a little bit odd. I would love to know what you guys think about this. I'm kind of in the camp that yesterday, overall, was a pretty deflating Super Bowl and really not as hype as a lot of us wanted it to be, right? That is kind of the vibe that I had. And unfortunately, I feel like that kind of clouded over the Thunderbolts trailer a little bit as well, because I've watched this trailer a lot since. I have a big breakdown coming out later today on the main channel. This is an incredible trailer. It's really good. I just think it was hurt a little bit by, frankly, the vibes of the game, the expectations of the game. People wanted a lot of other cooler stuff, and we just frankly didn't get it. But overall, I think this trailer is really cool. The thing that most people are talking about with regards to this trailer is how incredibly dark it looks. Okay, so I'm showing right now an image of that shot in the trailer where the Sentry just turns people into ash or whatever. You know, he seems to just be like using his void powers to just turn people into ash. And the effects they used here are creepy, shocking, and violent. You know, as I was looking over this again, man, I truly think this is more terrifying than even The Snap. Do you remember the first time you watched The Snap? You were in theaters watching Infinity War, and the way the characters turned into dust. Some of them were even holding the hands of other people, and then they got turned into dust. It was really terrifying, and the effects were really cool. I think this is scarier. There's something about this that makes it feel like a horror movie. I feel like maybe they've removed some frames, and the way that the people kind of turn into shadows really quick, it just looks so bizarre. There's something really weird about how you're watching a human body turn into this thing that's so not a human body. It's really jarring and kind of scary. And that's just like a little taste of the trailer. But overall, the vibe of this thing, I mean, we see the Sentry in the Void for the first time. For the first time, we're basically, we have it explained to us that that's an event. That's like a crazy thing that's happening. And the team is going to have to fight against this. Going into this thing, I was going to be happy if we even just got a little taste of the Sentry, because thus far all we've seen is Bob in the first trailer, and it's like, that's cool, but like, where's the juice? Where's Sentry? I was blown away at how much they showed of Sentry. Not specifically the character. You only get like a little bit of the shot where he's actually in the yellow, and you can see some of the blue and the blonde hair. You only get a little bit of that. You get a lot, though, of the Sentry in the Void and of like the aura, right? I mean, the way the shadow is covering all of New York, the way that he's just hovering in the air and helicopters are crashing around him. Like, wow. Very, very impactful. And so, you know, the first Thunderbolts teaser trailer really teases and focused on the vibes of the movie, the humor, and the cast of characters and why they're all together. And I thought it was so successful. Even before we had any Sentry, dude, I was pretty high up on Thunderbolts. I was like, this is going to be great. The vibe feels right. The characters are really good together. This feels really fun. Oh, and by the way, there's also going to be Sentry and Void. Now, in this trailer, they're really showing you what this is, right? Like, they are really showing you, like, oh, this is really bad. This is a person that's doing, like, Thanos shit just with his hand. And we're going to have all these super soldiers that are frankly not even really that strong. Part of the trailer is Yelena talking about, like, what do we just do? We all shoot and punch. None of us fly. That group having to take out a person like the Sentry in the Void, that's what the movie is. And holy shit, does it look really cool, really fun. I have no idea how they're going to beat him. I kind of have a little idea of how they're going to beat him. But it sets up like impossible odds sort of thing where you're like, how are they ever going to beat this guy? That's part of the juice of like Stan Lee's brilliant formula for Marvel Comics. Love when Marvel adapts that as well. So I can't speak highly enough about the trailer. Very good vibes. Better vibes than the Captain America trailer. Better vibes than Captain America in general. And dare I say it, I think this trailer is better than the Fantastic Four trailer. Fantastic Four looks incredible. It's really good. Great trailer. And they're hiding a lot, right? It's a teaser trailer. But I got to say, as a Marvel fan, dude, this trailer's better. Like, this has me hyped up. This has me incredibly excited. And another thing that is so cool about this, like, if you're a big MCU fan, right? If you're like a guy like me, you really like Marvel, you think Marvel's accomplished incredible things, and of course they're not perfect, and of course they've had a rough couple of years with Phase 4, etc. But some people will, like, try to, like, have this revisionist history with Marvel. Some people really try to, like, shit on Marvel, talk shit, etc. I think the Thunderbolts movie, so far at least, from what we see, is proof that the Marvel formula can still work. And what I mean is, this is a movie that was changed a lot since it was first announced. I mean, when it was first announced, You had a completely different poster, completely different typeface for the logo. You had completely different costumes for all of the original members. And we know that they went through a lot of changes. I mean, at one point, Steven Yeun was supposed to be Sentry. Now it's this guy from Top Gun Maverick. I always forget his name. Bill Pullman, is that his name? That's probably a totally different actor. Regardless, point being, they changed that. They changed the plot of the movie. They went out and got the creators of Beef, very popular Netflix show, and they came in and did a creative overhaul. Now, we talk about this a lot when it comes to Marvel because, frankly, it's a part of their formula. They'll announce things, and oftentimes those things are a little half-baked. They don't fully know what it's going to be. They'll pull it together as they go on. Thunderbolts was first introduced as like a direct sequel to Black Widow. Totally different costumes, totally different thing. And it was still Sentry, but it was probably going to be a lot different. The creative team and the changes here to Thunderbolts appear incredible. This feels right. Somehow they have nailed it. I think that Beef team is going to be a big part of that. And maybe we'll learn more about that with like the behind the scenes and how and why they approached it differently because, man, Thunderbolts is looking good. And between Thunderbolts and Daredevil Born Again, I think we have really good indications that Marvel is still able to take things, change them drastically. Daredevil especially. I mean, that's like a total, complete change, right? Almost like just creative reboot of sorts. And Thunderbolts also got that same treatment. Maybe a little less obvious, maybe a little less broadcasted, and maybe a little less severe. You know, it seems like a lot of the elements that were originally in it are still in it. They've just changed it, found a different tone. That's good. It's positive that Marvel is still able to do this. And I think once we see Daredevil Born Again, we're going to be like, wow, okay, so they can change things and it's still awesome. Once we see Thunderbolts, we're going to be like, damn, okay, that's crazy. They did it again. The only problem, ladies and gentlemen, is Captain America. Okay, out of all the stuff that they are fixing, because even Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man has surprised me. And it's better than I would have expected. I'm still behind on it, but I'm enjoying it. Out of all the stuff that's coming out and out of everything that Marvel's kind of projecting to us, the fans, and they're like, yo, we're fixing this, this is better, this is better. The only question mark is Captain America Brave New World. Frankly, it's a shame that Captain America Brave New World comes out this week. And we just got trailers last week for Fantastic Four, and we just got a trailer for the Thunderbolts. And I think a lot of the Marvel fans are feeling the same way, whether or not they want to vocalize it. I think a lot of us are feeling the same way. And the way we're feeling is, damn, it's kind of wild that I'm way more excited for the other two on the week that the new one comes out, you know? So let's talk about Captain America. Okay, let's talk about Captain America for a little bit here. Movie comes out this week, Thursday. I'm going to watch it very early in the day, probably like 2 or 3. I have to double check. Going to watch the movie. And am I excited to check the movie out? Absolutely. I've been going to Marvel movies for a long time. I've been going to comic book movies for even longer than that. I love going to the movies. I love the experience, man. I'm going to get the popcorn bucket. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to hopefully watch something that's amazing and fun. And then I want to go back into the MCU world. I want to experience what's happening in there. You know, there's a bunch. I did a video a couple of weeks ago. A lot of rumors about cool aspects to Captain America, et cetera, et cetera. And so, yeah, like a huge part of me is really excited to do that, dude. Like that's going to be dope, right? But of course, the problem is all the baggage surrounding Captain America. And I think at this point, you almost can't escape the controversy and the narrative that this movie's going to be lesser than, you know? And man, I got to tell you guys, you know, this is a small side note, and I definitely want to know what you guys think about this. I have seen so many people and so many channels and so many conversations talking about how Anthony Mackie said that shit about America. And I hate to keep bringing it up, but the deal is that shit is still out there, bro. And he really fucked up when he said that. I gave my full take on it, nuanced take. I don't think he meant for it to come out that way. And I thought his response to it was great. You can kind of see the public relations thing moving at Marvel. They had him jump out of a helicopter with a bunch of military guys and shit. But the statement remains, dude. And I think there's just a lot of people that think Anthony Mackie, like they're not gonna think too hard about it. They're not gonna do the research. They're just gonna say, oh, he's one of them. And by one of them, what they mean is Hollywood actor playing this big role, super privileged, is Captain America, and yet hates middle America, hates your average American, and hates America. That's the way people are seeing it. And it sucks. Because that's not really what happened, but that's the narrative. Okay? And on top of that, dude, we don't even know if this movie's going to be good. I mean, the latest rumors, what people are saying, is that it's mid. And I'm not even kidding. That's the rumor. It's mid. Mid. You know, we had Robert Meyer Burnett. He was like, I talked to somebody, saw it. Basically, it's mid. My time to shine, hello of the weekend. You know, here's what I heard, blah, 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 blah. It's mid. This person, it's mid. That person, it's mid. Is mid good enough? So even though I'm excited and I'm pumped to get back into the movie theater, I want to experience the movie, there's just like a lot of fucking negativity and sort of like a black cloud of drama that is surrounding this film. And it almost feels like we'll all be better off when we get past this movie. And that sucks to say, but it is the reality of the situation. This week is going to be really interesting. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. PT, which will be noon Eastern Standard Time, unless my math is wrong, we will begin getting the first reviews for Captain America Brave New World. Now, we'll watch some of those reviews come in. We'll talk about them a little bit tomorrow on stream, but then we'll get out of the stream, and I'm going to wait and get like a bunch of them to come out. I'll do an aggregate video tomorrow night where we look at a bunch of them, and we kind of just gauge like the first reactions, okay? But considering the narrative, considering everything that's going on, this is a super big deal, man. Marvel needs these social media reactions to be positive. I personally think what Marvel's looking for and what would be great is if a lot of people are like, don't believe the rumors, it's way better than that. If that starts to appear in the social media reviews and then the following day in the actual Rotten Tomato reviews, that's going to boost pre-sales. That's going to boost word of mouth. That's going to be really good for the movie. But the exact opposite could happen too. You could have a lot of people come out and say, this is kind of lame. And I feel like even a lot of the people right now that are trying to support the movie, they're just saying it's mid. Which is like, I don't know how excited people are going to be to go out and watch the mid Captain America movie, frankly, right? So I think in the next 48 to 72 hours, we're going to find out a lot about this movie. And I'll be honest with you, it will affect me a little bit, you know? If the social media reviews are really good and you know, people are really positive, I'll breathe a sigh of relief, but I'll also go in on Thursday expecting something pretty decent, you know? And I'll be like, let's go. I'll get a little more charged up. If it's really mid, if everybody's saying it's mid, etc., maybe I dial the expectations back. And then, honestly, if people say it's terrible, I'm going to go in expecting it to be terrible, and I'm still going to get mad if I think it's terrible. If I find myself like Homelander in that one meme in the theater, just kind of like rolling my fucking eyes, oh my God, I'm going to be really disappointed because, look, man, at the end of the day, I'm a big fan of this shit, and I actually like Mackie. Okay, I like Mackie. I think he's cool. I don't know that I love him as Captain America. I don't know that I love him, you know, as a star of a big 4-quadrant IP movie, but I like Mackie as a person. I think he's cool. I don't think he represents a lot of the things that people think he represents now because of the comments, etc. But ultimately, it's on Marvel, right? So, like, look, we're about to experience this together. We've already had within our community a lot of people feeling different ways about Cap, about Anthony Mackie, about this film. Ultimately, if this movie is a big old stinker, it's Marvel's fault. And it's almost like, I know some people will probably like it and get mad at the fans for like trashing it or all these different things. It is ultimately on Marvel. If Marvel wants us to love this movie, they need to make it fucking incredible. If Marvel wants us to embrace Anthony Mackie as Captain America, they need to earn that. They need to like go out and do it, and it needs to be awesome, and we need to be like, yo, Anthony Mackie's dope. I would urge everybody to not get mad at the fans if this goes a bad way, and instead redirect all of your anger at Marvel Studios. I'm being dead ass. Marvel Studios has had years to get this right. They have spent bajillions of dollars to get this right. They have waited ass long after the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show to do their first movie with Mackie as Captain America. They have been the ones that are holding all the cards, that hold all the power. And if this movie sucks ass, it's completely and totally on them. And it can't be the fans' fault for not embracing this character or not embracing this movie if it is goobly glob. That's on Marvel. Again, I don't know. We're going to find out very soon. I think this conversation has dominated the last several months of the discourse around this film. It's unfortunate, but that's also just the reality of the situation. I mean, the rumors out there right now are that this thing is tested very poorly in screenings. Right now, the people that are coming to bat for the movie are just saying it's mid. Is that good enough? I guess we're going to find out, and we're going to find out very soon, and we're going to find out together. Again, I'll be watching it on Thursday. I'll give you my thoughts on it, and we'll just see. We'll just see how it does. Now, even though yesterday there wasn't really promotion for Captain America Brave New World, like I think they had maybe some kind of trailer, some kind of shot before the actual game. Go see Captain America, this, that, second, and the third. Nothing during the big game, nothing with all those eyeballs and everything going on there. Okay? And although I feel like that's kind of a mistake, perhaps they just didn't want Thunderbolts to completely overshadow it. And to be fair, they are promoting the shit out of this movie. I saw some reports over the weekend that this thing is, pre-sales in China are crazy, bigger than even Deadpool and Wolverine. That's great for them, and I've seen a lot of really interesting international promotion for this film. And so if they can get a lot of people just really excited to watch Captain America fight the Hulk, I think they're going to be fine. And if this movie's even moderately successful or, maybe really successful, that will quiet a lot of these conversations, a lot of the questions that people have had about the film, about Mackie as Cap in the future of the MCU. Mackie is not going anywhere, at least I don't think so. I think at the very least, he's going to be a big part of Doomsday and potentially a part of Secret Wars as well. And so, in some ways, Cap 4 just has the job of making us kind of be down with Sam Wilson as Cap and be excited to watch him then fight in the next Avengers movie. And it could accomplish that, even if it's not like the greatest MCU movie ever told. If at the very least, we come out of this film and we're like, Sam's pretty cool. He definitely did some cool shit in this movie. He seems more put together, more grizzled. Now he has experiences, and I'm excited to see what happens next. I think that's ultimately the best. And then again, maybe not. Maybe we'll be rooting for, like, Hydra Captain America like we were rooting for Thanos when he was fighting Captain Marvel. We're going to have to see. So, there you have the discussion of Captain America. And I will be excited to find out what you guys have to say about that when we get into Q&A, which we're almost to Q&A. We're almost to Q&A. One last story to get into, and then I want to break into the Q&A, see what you guys are thinking here. This one's pretty wild, man. So this comes from Josh Horowitz. And let me see if I can get this pulled up for you guys. Up until now, we did not know whether or not this was actually real. And what I'm talking about here is Kang the Conqueror. So, we've got a report here from The Direct, but again, this comes from Josh Horowitz podcast. It says Coleman Domingo has confirmed that he discussed with Marvel Studios the rumors of him being considered to replace Jonathan Majors as Kang. And he says here, something didn't feel right of me. Like, oh, what? I replaced someone? No. I want to build a role from the ground up. So, that's crazy. I mean, bro, there were all kinds of rumors about Marvel potentially recasting Kang. And I remember Coleman was in that conversation. Like a lot of people were spreading rumors that he had met with Marvel potentially for that role. And strangely here, it feels like he's kind of confirming that that was indeed true. And so it seems like they sat down with Coleman, and it seems like they wanted to have a serious conversation about him replacing Jonathan Majors. And ultimately, what he says here is something didn't feel right of me. Like, oh, I want to replace somebody. No, I want to build something from the ground up. And that could just be an individual choice. There could be more to it, where Coleman took a hard look at what had happened to Majors and just didn't feel right about replacing him, on that stage for that reason. And I wonder if other actors would feel the same. And it's possible that at this time when Marvel Studios was sort of courting him for this, it's possible Marvel Studios realized, oh, yeah, probably nobody really wants to do this. And maybe they figured out a way to remove Kang completely. I'm not sure. I mean, it's similar a bit to the T'Challa thing. And what I mean is, according to Jeff Snyder, a very famous, on-the-rise young black actor was offered the role of T'Challa. Now, this would be the child, T'Challa II, Toussaint, as he has aged up via the multiverse. And that young black actor turned it down, probably for similar reasons, right? Just doesn't feel right to replace somebody, wants to build something on their own. But to Jeff's point, and I think this is true, somebody will say yes. If Marvel really wants to replace Kang and have some scenes with him, perhaps in Doomsday or Secret Wars, somebody will say yes. I guess Marvel just has to decide if they're really willing to keep trying and keep looking for this person. In the case of Black Panther, I think they absolutely will. I think it's really important to them that they get a young male black actor for Black Panther. As far as Kang, I'm not really sure, man. I mean, I see several ways that they could move past Kang and not even talk about him again. And we've even heard rumors that might be something Marvel is considering. But, man, this is pretty wild. This is a wild one because it confirms something from the rumor mill. It sort of shows you a little behind the scenes of, like, what is Marvel thinking? Who are they willing to talk to? Who are they willing to talk to, and what are they willing to talk about? What are they maybe planning? So you could take this to maybe mean they want some Kang in Doomsday and in Secret Wars. Maybe this was ultimately for Beyonder, because there were big-time rumors that Kang the Conqueror, the one from Ant-Man, was going to return as Beyonder. And so maybe you're getting a Beyonder kind of recast, so it's not exactly the same thing, but ultimately to Domingo, it appears that it was the same thing, and it didn't feel right to him, and he did not want to do it. Fascinating little bit there. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see if maybe there's going to be a little Kang in Doomsday. Maybe there's going to be a little Kang in Secret Wars. And, there was a big rumor last week, of course, about Jonathan Majors returning to the MCU. It appears that that's not happening anytime soon. So is this story connected to that? I'm not really sure. Kind of wild, kind of interesting, kind of crazy. Coleman Domingo. Maybe more Kang. Would love to know what you think about it. But ladies and gentlemen, those are the main topics for today. Not too much to get into. Little trailer stuff, of course. Didn't love the Superman stuff. Loved what Thunderbolts is doing. Not sure about Captain America: Brave New World. Bit of a question mark. We're going to find out more tomorrow. And then Coleman Domingo, possibly looking at the role of Kang. So now let's break into Q&A, man. I'll see what you guys are saying in the chat. See what you guys are saying over on Twitch. We'll get caught up on some member chats, etc., etc. Wild things happening in the nerdy space, man. Wild things happening. Okay, let me get back up to the top here. Javier Mendez is first in today with a $10 holla. Man, I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Says, hell yeah, brother. Good to see everyone. It is good to see everybody. Had a great time yesterday, man. We didn't stream the whole game. We just went up till the halftime show because it really felt like, what was the point? we knew that was maybe the only big trailer, Thunderbolts, and they just got it and it was out. But I had a good time with you guys, man. I'll be honest. It was fun. It was fun just hanging out with y'all. It was fun eating the wing and being in totally crazy pain. It was a good time, so I appreciate it. Joshua says, well, I'm paying for gloating about my medium wings last night. Got food poisoning from them. What? Spent half the night on the toilet? What? Well, that sounds like a pretty shitty situation, if you ask me. It's a dad joke, just for you. Appreciate you, though. Sorry that happened to you, Josh. At least that has not happened to me. Not so far, anyway. Chillin' in the Basement says, you have 2 M's in the Superman in your title. Oh, shit. You should have told me that a lot earlier. Let me Superman. Chillin', how could you tell me that at 11:09, almost an hour ago? You should have told me way faster. Appreciate you, though. Aussie, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers. Rossi, thank you for the rose. Philip says, Gunn has the social awareness of a career politician, but he's the butt of every joke right now. I mean, look, I kind of tend to agree. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Gunn and the Superman marketing. I legitimately think it's bad. I legitimately think it feels completely mishandled. I feel like Gunn is way out of touch with what... I mean, think about the first time we see the suit. You know what I mean? Think about the other trailers. Think about what happened at the Super Bowl. It just feels like we're getting L after L after L. The trailer itself, even though I personally didn't like it, I can admit that was a hit. I can admit a lot of people liked it. And I think it was successful. Right? But holy, man, it just feels like there's a lot of weird shit going on with Superman. But then again, does everybody else feel that way? Am I crazy? Right? Am I just a hater? Chat, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you think the marketing's fine? Because I guess if you had to say you were on the opposite of my side of this, right? Then basically I think the only thing you could say, like the only rebuttal here, is a lot of the stuff you're talking about is not that big of a deal. Meaning most people are not paying attention to it. Most people are not making a big deal of it. So the cross-eyed face swap looking thing, you'd have to basically tell me that that's just an internet thing or a Twitter thing. People are not really watching it like that and not really upset. You'd have to tell me that the first look was not really that bad. And then you'd have to tell me that like this trailer and everything yesterday, people were not just all clowning on it. You know? It's weird. I don't know. I really don't think it's going well. And I can't tell if the people that do think it's going well are just like glazers. Like, are these just James Gunn glazers or bots? Or am I really that far away from where the average person is on this? Which could be. You know, sometimes I just don't like a thing. A lot of people like it, and I just don't like it. And it is what it is, man. I wish I had a better sense for what was actually going on. You know what I mean? Like, do you think it looks bad? In fact, let's go to the poll. Let's go to the polls. How do you think the Superman marketing is going? We'll go, it's going great. We'll go, it's going good. We'll go, it's going meh. And we'll go, it's bad. Boom. There you go. Love to know your feelings on that. Joshua says, anime is sus AF. I don't know what that means, but I love anime. Is it sus? Absolutely. Do I love it? Absolutely. Trev says, Guy Gardner is such an asshole. I love the lean in. But here's the thing, my friend. And I hear you, right? But if you are trying to tell me that yesterday's spot with Guy Gardner and all the look at Guy Gardner, that everybody is just saying, oh man, that guy just looks like an asshole, you are missing it. People don't think he looks like an asshole. People think he looks stupid. People think he looks silly, campy, cringe, lame. I don't think he's like, oh, it's so cool. He's an asshole in the comics. So the fact that he looks like he's missing half of his brain, that is awesome. Because he's an asshole. Like you're saying asshole, and you're talking about a person that looks like Simple Jack. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how else to say it. This motherfucker looks like Simple Jack. And Trev's like, dude, it's so cool. He's an asshole. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, maybe I'm on the other side of it, but I just got to tell you, man, this is not like, whoa, cool, what a jerk. The real Jesse Lee Reed says, the Guy Gardner Bowl clip was perfect. If you don't agree, read a comic. Oh, I hate these comments, dude. I'm literally thinking about banning you permanently. I hate these comics. Read a comic. You're supposed to hate him. He's a jackass. Great marketing. Nope, you're wrong, lame, and dumb. Nobody in the world. This is like when Gunn said, oh, I'm going to start to freak the fuck out. This is like when Gunn said, there's no CGI in this. It's just the lens. Brother, it doesn't matter. Everybody in the world says it looks stupid. It looks dumb. It looks weird. And you're like, but actually, you just don't understand. I didn't use CGI here. I used a lens. Brother, it doesn't matter. You can't fucking explain away how dumb or stupid something looks. This idea that because in some comic book panels, he also looks silly. Hey, go open up a comic book and then your brain will rewire its chemistry and this thing that looks like Simple Jack will actually be cool. You will appreciate it if you were to just rewire the brain chemistry and open up a fucking comic book. Holy shit. What a stupid, stupid point to bring up. Somebody ban him forever. Dar Boyd says Marvel planted James L. Gunn to sabotage DC. I mean, in some ways, you could be right. I have actually had the thought. What if they're sabotaging this on purpose? Like, is his marketing guy friends with the co-writer that Gunn took to court to try to remove the credit of with the Guardians film? Like, it's so bad that I'm starting to reach for explanations like that. I'm trying to reach for, like, how could this actually make sense? And one of the ways it could make sense is that this person is literally trying to sabotage the movie. That's how bad I think the marketing is going. Zach says, happy Monday, my fellow nerds. I was really hoping they would go dark with the Sentry. I'll watch this after work. Much love. Appreciate you, brother. No, I am crashing out. I hate that like expression. I hate that energy. It actually looks perfect. Open up a comic. Actually, there's no CGI on the face. I just used the lens. Talk about gaslighting, man. Like, holy shit. Okay, John Solo says, with a $20 holla, very generous, says Thunderbolts is going to be fire. The Void is actually scary. It was one of my favorite trailers. Had to rewatch this morning. Last night was a bit blurry. Wouldn't let me do a 10 spot, so here's a 20 for being awesome. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Yeah, I think the Sentry looks awesome. I think the Sentry looks spooky and scary. And if you would just open up a comic book, you would feel the same way. Like, imagine, I'm just going to start saying that. Everything you guys disagree with, holy shit. I'm crashing out. I am crashing out so badly. What a terrible, stupid... Anyway, you know what we need? We need a please stand by kind of a screen. And we need, like, sound effect to be like, do, 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 do. And then it's like, please stand by. We are recalibrating the broadcast so that I can take a goddamn minute and just breathe so that I don't lose it. Adam, we got to figure something like that out. But yeah, John Solo, I agree. Thunderbolts looks fire. It looks really cool. And if you would open up a comic book, you would understand. James R. says, do you think the Thunderbolts and F4 trailer want to reduce the negative impact of Cap? Cap sucked, but at least we have cool stuff coming up, kind of a thing. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting question. I think it's possible. I don't know. I mean, you look at the marketing strategy for last week, right? And we'll include the Super Bowl in that. Think about this. You've got the Fantastic Four trailer coming out on Tuesday, and it dominates that 24 hours, 200 million views across platforms, a ton of conversation over the week. And I think even going into the Super Bowl on Sunday, Fantastic Four, Franklin Richards, Galactus, these things were huge. And a lot of people were talking about them and thinking about them. And then on the Super Bowl itself, you have the Century thing, which is really cool marketing for that film. I think it got a lot of people's interest peaked. And it does kind of feel like, where's the cap of it all? But again, they've been promoting it before, and they're going to promote it this week. But I think you could be onto something there. If you think about the marketing strategy, it's almost like they're saying kind of exactly what you said. Cap might be mid, but at least we have cool stuff coming up. Hey, you might be onto something there. Chat, what do you think about that? That's kind of interesting. And by the way, let's look at the... Oh, wow. This is wild. Look at the vote here about the Superman marketing. 8% of people say it's great. 13%, or rather 14% of people say it's good. A whopping 46% of people say it's meh. And 32% say it's bad. What? I didn't expect that. That's damn near 80% of people. And granted, it's just for this chat. It's not scientific here. That's 80% of people on the negative side of what this Superman marketing is like. I'm fascinated by this. So it can't just be me then. Do you know what I mean? Like, it can't just be me. That's a lot of people feeling the same way. That cannot possibly be good. Like, how is this good? The movie might still be fine. It might still be successful. But from where we're standing right here, right now, how can you possibly say this is good? It's not good. Javier Mendez with a 10 spot says, I want Sentry to be so badass that it makes James Gunn Superman look like Crypto. Straight dog shit. Oh, my God. Quote of the day. Quote of the day from Javier Mendez. That's absolutely savage. And I agree. I mean, just from what we've seen so far, you think Superman would have a chance against the Sentry? Do we need to do a whole video explaining why you're going to have the Sentry whoop Superman? Very interesting. Hey, real Jesse Lee Reed, I am not only not going to read your super chat, but I actually legitimately going to ban you. Just seems like you want to cause trouble today. All good, man. See you never. Baby Bird says, didn't they kind of summarize Kang in Loki season 2? When Mobius says 616 took care of it, no more Kang, please. Doom all day. Ooh, I like that. Doom all day, baby. I have heard that the changes to Loki and what they did with season 2 was a way to wrap that up. But if we know anything about Marvel, it's that they're keeping a lot of stuff on the whiteboard. They have a lot of ideas and a lot of different ways they could actually do things. So I think they believe that's good enough, but perhaps they're open to a couple of scenes where like Kang gets wiped out, or maybe the Beyonder comes back and has a conversation, whatever. There's still probably some stuff they're willing to do, but we'll see. We shall see. Kyber Sith, appreciate the gifted membership, my man. Thank you so much. Hunter Boy says, why no Avengers if Sam is supposed to assemble them? Okay, this is a great question. I'm not 100% on this, but do you want to know my answer? Do you want to know what I think is going on? You know what I think is going on? I think Captain America 4 and Thunderbolts are happening at the exact same time, relatively speaking. Meaning, I think Sam will literally be fighting Red Hulk in DC while the Sentry is messing up New York. I'm starting to think that's what might be happening. But also, if they're happening very closely together in time, it would actually make sense as to why Ross wants to reassemble the Avengers, why Val is telling some kind of body of judges or congressmen or something that the Avengers are not coming. Do you know what I mean? So they're all, I feel like it's all happening at the same time. Joshua says, anyone that tells Josh to read a comic is dumb AF. I mean, I agree with you. I probably shouldn't have said it and lost my temper, but also I completely and totally agree with you. So fuck them. Renee says, breathe, Josh. Remember, new year, new you. Don't crash out. Please don't tell my wife about this. Oh, that's a good point. No, that's actually a good point. It's a new year. It's a new me. I should be chill. I should be more calm. I should be more zen about this. I should be able to hear something so stupid. Like, if you would open up a comic book, you would. I should be able to hear something so silly and dumb and let it roll off and be like, well, as it happens, I've opened up quite a few comics in my day, and not a single one of them made my eyes not see dog shit when I looked at something that looked like dog shit. I'm going to work on it. You know, there's room for improvement here, chat. There's room for improvement with me. There's room for improvement with you. If you can get better, I can get better. We can all get better. Thank you, Renee. Toxic says, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Had to jump into the stream after being at MegaCon all weekend. Hope to see you at a con soon, bro. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, the MegaCon videos and photos look so cool. They look so cool, man. I'm really jealous. That seemed like a good-ass time, and I'm really happy for Theory, man. I mean, he had quite a setup. Seems like he had quite a line. Probably did a ton of business. And I just love the energy and the vibes of like what they're doing and all of that. So it seems really cool. I'm excited to be at a con with you guys sometime this year. And I think it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be so cool to get us all together. Maybe make some content together. It'll be fun. Tyler says, if I open a comic book, will it make me think crypto doesn't look stupid? Yeah, according to some people, it will. According to some people, it will. Can you believe it? Josh in here literally turning people's TVs off. Is that what I'm doing? My bad. My bad, guys. I didn't mean to do all that. John Solo says, Gunn is just trying hard not to be in the same conversation as Cavill Superman. Lewis Pullman, going to be great as Sentry in the Void. Yeah, Lewis Pullman. That's his name. He does look incredible. Well, you know what, guys? We're going to probably end relatively soon, but I want to ask a question to you guys kind of outside of the realm of some of the topics that we went over. What do you think is going on with the Super Bowl? Was this just a one and done, more lame one? Was this because it was on Fox? Is this a sign that the studios find it to be less valuable? Is it just that Hollywood isn't as popular and so they don't think the trailers would go over super well? And the game itself, I mean, it wasn't great. Obviously, Philly blew them out and had an incredible performance. I mean, the defense was unbelievable yesterday. And so I'm happy for like Philly fans, and I'm sure they liked it. But overall, I thought it was a pretty lame Super Bowl. Trailers, commercials, lame. I mean, I thought the halftime show was lame as fuck. I know a lot of people love Kendrick and are just going to love it because it was Kendrick. But I did not think it was a good show. I didn't think it was really entertaining. And the lack of trailers and great commercials, it just felt weird. Like, what do you guys think is going on with the Super Bowl, man? What's happening? Big Nemesis says the Thunderbolts movie looked more of Captain America's sequel than Brave New World. What? Really? That's kind of interesting. cost and ad budget, the cash goes a lot further online. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. The ads were dope, though, Josh. I don't know. A lot of people said they were lame. I didn't really see too many of them. Writer's strike? But there's movies that are ready to go. I mean, again, think about just the fact that, like, Fantastic Four decided to go early. Instead of having 2 big Super Bowl trailers, Marvel was like, nah, fam, we'll just have the one. And then do one the week before, and it pops up. I mean, here's something really crazy about the Fantastic Four trailer, too. Deadpool did, apparently, what was it, 280 million views, but 120 of them were Super Bowl views. Fantastic Four did 202 million views, 0 advertising that I saw. The Superman trailer was pushed out as an ad. That's fine. Marvel has done that with some of their big movies as well. But I did not see the Fantastic Four trailer being pushed out as an ad. And so it kind of like organically does 202 million views, massive amounts of impressions all day. And then it carries conversation the entire week going into the Super Bowl. What is the thought process for Marvel Studios there? They're like, oh, actually, we don't need the Super Bowl. And in fact, we can dominate the news cycle going into the Super Bowl with our own little event or something. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Thunderbolts movie is more of a Captain America sequel than Brave New World. I wonder why you say that. Is it just because it's Bucky and stuff like that? It has more to do with super soldiers? I'm not really sure. Chris says, Sentry deep dive soon. Definitely want to do a Sentry deep dive. We will certainly do one before the movie comes out. I put a little bit of comic stuff into the video that's going to drop later today with like the full trailer breakdown, talking about like what the Watchtower is, when Tony Stark built it, when Norman built it, etc. So I think you'll get a lot of comic book knowledge from the video today, but we will also break it down more in depth soon too. Sentry's really cool, man. Yeah, Void too. Now, look, it looks like they're doing something a little different with Void in this movie than in the comics. But still looks cool. Still looks cool. And there's definitely still a lot of comic book stuff to discuss and talk about. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I thought this Super Bowl was not that great. And I was just really surprised at how little attention was given to the actual game. And even the Superman thing, I was like, that's really weird and shocking. Thunderbolts steals the show. Jurassic Park thing was cool, but it was like, whatever. You know what one of the best commercials was, by the way? That Harrison Ford Jeep commercial. Now, I don't think I'm necessarily going to go out and get a Jeep, right? Like, I don't think it made me want to get a Jeep. But that was a Harrison Ford commercial directed by James Mangold, who was the guy that directed him in the last Indiana Jones movie, which, of course, did not do very well. But that's like James Mangold and Harrison Ford doing like this really well-written, well-performed commercial. It's like a apolitical, everybody loves Jeep America kind of a thing. I mean, I wonder how successful of a marketing piece it was, but I thought it was a really well-made trailer or commercial. Just weird, right? Like, it just felt like a weird Super Bowl to me. It felt like things were a bit subdued. And in some ways, it almost feels like entertainment in general is really trying to, like, make sense of this era, of changing times, of maybe new kind of franchises, new kind of ideas and things on the horizon. We've seen so many changes since 2020, really, you know, with streaming, lockdown, changes to theaters, digital distribution, streaming, we're living in a wild time right now, and this was the first Super Bowl where I really noticed what feels like a pivot or what feels like a big change. Can't quite put my finger on it. You know what I mean? Can't quite put my finger on it, but definitely felt a little bit strange, and I'm just wondering if any of you felt the same way. All right, before we get out of here, let's look at this poll one last time. Man, this is crazy. So it's a little bit better. It's 23% of people are positive, 9% say great, 14% say good as far as how the Superman marketing going. 46% of people still saying meh, and 31% of people saying bad. That is still pretty crazy. That's pretty wild. Interesting. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for today. Touching base on the Super Bowl trailers, the world of entertainment, a little Coleman Domingo Kang story. And I think this week is going to be chock full of news, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of scoops, a lot of leaks, maybe more insight to the Thunderbolts, a lot of crazy stuff that's going to drop this week. We're going to get our first reviews, social media-wise, for Captain America tomorrow. Lots going on this week, man. It's going to be a very busy week for us here over at the Tower. I appreciate you hanging out today, being with me. Last minute super chat here. I'll go over this and then we'll get on out of here, okay? $20 holla by Mr. Jazz says, I'm concerned about RDJ Doom and how he will resonate with normie fans. Still feels cheap and unearned. Not enough breadcrumbs left and story here. I mean, we knew about Thanos for years. F4 and DD have a lot of heavy lifting to do. All I can say is this. I know there's a large portion of the fan base that feels that way about RDJ Dr. Doom. All I can say is I do not feel that way. I feel like I understand what they're doing, and I think it's actually going to be peak and really interesting and intriguing. A lot of people forget that McFeely and the Russos, the stuff they did in the Infinity Saga is some of the best stuff in Marvel, and it's all character-based. It's all character-based. Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame, some of the best character moments ever created in the MCU. That's the team that's doing this together. This is not a break glass in case of emergency. Let's just put RDJ Dr. Doom in there to get some ticket sales. It is deeper than that. It is character-driven. It is motivated by story. But here's the thing. I've made that point many times before. I think for a lot of you, you're going to have to see it for yourself. Totally makes sense. Totally fair. And by the way, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be even more upset than you. Because here's the thing. You're currently at a place where you're like, this feels like some bullshit to me. If it's actually dope, you're going to be excited. You're going to have your expectations exceeded. I have expectations that it's going to be dope as hell. That it's going to be really deep. That there's a big, cool meaning behind all of it. And if that shit doesn't happen, oh my God, I'm going to be upset. So all I can say is one of us is going to be feeling differently. I hope it's you. And we'll figure it out together. We will get there together. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for being there. Video tonight. We'll be back at it streaming tomorrow. And also tomorrow night, I'm painting Warhammer on the chat. Another goddamn super chat right when I'm trying to get out of here. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the Vitamin Dealer for a $10 hauler. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. I always love the support and the super chats. I always love the chat and the fans, and I love this shit. Says, I think pop culture in general is in a state of flux. And I think the shot callers are reevaluating in a big way right now. Oh, I totally agree with that. I don't know exactly what I mean by that, but that's what I feel is happening. So I got to say, I tend to agree. Oh, Nerd Executive, you didn't get a message in there, buddy. Oh, it's too bad. Thanks for 36 months, though, motherfucker. No, it's all good. Vitamin Dealer, it's all good. You know, it's all good. This is a good comment. Let me end, hopefully, on this one. I think you're right. And I think there's a lot of recalibration going on. I mean, some people think that comic book movie genre is over. A lot of people think that it's going to go video games now, that like video games are the next big thing as far as even from the Hollywood perspective. That could be. I don't know. I mean, I think even franchises themselves could be very different. And just like streaming was a big shock to Hollywood and big IP, I think AI, digital effects, some of the stuff that video games are even doing right now is a big shakeup. So you could be right. Like shot callers could be reevaluating. I mean, let's take it to a really weird place. Okay? Let me tell you something real weird. Real weird. How many of you guys know about this Luka trade? Okay? How many of you guys know about this Luka trade? Have you heard the conspiracies about this Luka trade? Anybody heard the conspiracies? So some of the conspiracies, and it's really interesting because Mark Cuban sold like 75% of the Mavs relatively recently, within the past couple of years. And there are interviews where even he was like talking about it, breaking it down. And one of the things he said was talking about like a casino or building a casino or building some kind of big gambling place that's like attached to the area where the stadium is. And so I don't know like the full ins and outs of this, okay? But the way it was explained to me was that it's possible the owners are less interested in putting together actually competitive teams. They don't see having a championship winning team as the path to being incredibly profitable, and instead want to put their own resources into building casinos and integrating the casinos with the experiences of going to see the live games. And I've heard that what you're really seeing is the owners themselves realizing that that entire industry is about to change. And that's why Cuban sold. He wanted to sell to people that are on the bleeding edge of what the next phase of this is going to be and how to make this really bankable and marketable. And it's almost like a real estate value, like an evaluation of the actual area and the facility of the owners have and all that. And it's like, wow, is that the direction this is going? Where they just want to make these into big kind of resorts with gambling and they don't really care if the team's doing that great? So look, that could be completely off base. I'm just telling you some conspiracy theories that I heard. But it made me think like, man, some of the people with the actual cash right now, like the people that actually have the capital, they're probably looking at this time period and a lot of the things that are happening, and they're like, okay, I think it's all about to change. So therefore, I'm going to stop following the playbook of what has worked for the past 10, 15 years. And instead, we're going to build a new playbook. These are the new things that matter. And I bet that extends to all sorts of different areas. Video games, television, streaming, movies, audio. Kind of crazy, huh? Gambling isn't legal in Dallas yet, I think. Yeah, and you know what's wild about that? Apparently in the Texas Constitution, it says no gambling. So, like, it would be kind of tough, but apparently it's going to happen. And it's probably going to happen because there's a lot of money to be made and you can grease the wheels. Kind of wild, huh? So, I don't know. I guess we'll see, right? The next Super Bowl is a year away. And we'll see if it's the same thing again where you're seeing companies not commit completely to the show itself and try to use outside of the show stuff to continue to build. That's going to be wild. If movies stop showing trailers at the Super Bowl, that's going to be wild. Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely a time of change right now. Definitely a time of change. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day today. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh, it's too late, Fuego. I already did it. It's too late, Fuego. Hey, Fuego, it's too late. Okay, fine, I'll read it. I'm really hoping they destroy Fantastic Four universe. Big G, some scale. But then some talks of them maybe not going that route. What are your thoughts? How would you want F4 universe to be handled? First of all, you got to work on your timing, bud. You know, you could have dropped this earlier in the stream, and then I could have handled this like at the end of the stream during Q&A. You know, so just, you know, think about your timing. What do I think about this? I mean, yeah, I think they're probably going to destroy that universe. And I think it's kind of cool that they have that universe and Galactus can wreak havoc and it's not going to affect the MCU 616. So I'm going to do a big video talking about all the rumors for the Fantastic Four movie. We will get there. But for now, yeah, that's all I can say about that. Appreciate you. Thanks so much. Why don't you open up a comic? Oh, he looks like an asshole, dude. I love it. Simple Jack. Oh, he's such a jerk, dude. Look at how he looks like he rides the short bus, dude. It's so funny. What a jerk. Actually, if you open up a comic book once in your life, it'll make you want to rip out your eyeballs, and then the Guy Gardner won't look too bad because you have no eyeballs left. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Leave. I know you didn't leave. You're all still here. What the fuck? Listen, Linda. Okay? I see a lot of people yapping about how it was a short stream. Do you not realize I streamed the Super Bowl yesterday? Do you not realize I streamed all 5 days last week and did an extra stream, and I'm doing extra streams this week? Not every stream could be hours on end long, okay? But we always be streaming 5 days a week. 5 days a week. And I'm always in here, and I'm giving you incredible takes, incredible insight. I'm talking about opening up a comic. I'm telling people that in my own chat that pay me and our members that they're dumb. I mean, where can you get more for your entertainment dollar? Holy! Who's your favorite X-Men character? Anyways, like I was saying, I appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys understand all the work I've been putting in. The Den of Nerds is incredible, mostly because of you guys. Let's be real. I kind of suck ass. But you guys are really cool, okay? I'm trying to do better. We're consistent. We're getting this shit up on podcasts. We got the stream channel going. We're doing great content on the main channel. Come on, man. A lot of shit going on. Okay? We're going to make sure it's all good for you, okay? So you can get as much Josh as you fucking want, and I can be on stream all the goddamn time, and I'll just be in here yapping, and that's it. All right. Good things are coming. Appreciate it. Now everybody knows we're all on the same page, and we can all relax. All right. Love to see it. Oh, that felt good. Felt good to get that out. Okay, everybody. I'll see you in the video later today. I'll see you tomorrow at 11. And then I'll see you tomorrow night where we're going to paint some Warhammer. It's going to be real chill. Come on by for that shit. Turn cam on and read us a comic if you really read. Okay, appreciate you. Thanks for understanding. You guys are all amazing, except for those of you that got banned today. Asmon Gold streams 5+ hours every day. Does he now? All right, well, I guess I got to do better. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Remember, open up your third eye and wash out your stinky, stinky butt.